Who would have guessed that one of the hottest stocks of all time, one of the fastest growing companies in history, would be a bookstore? That's right, books. One of the oldest products made by man. We didn't. That's because we didn't predict the revolution led by 35-year-old Jeff Bezos, a self-described nerd, who almost overnight has become one of the richest men in the world.
Bezos wasn't always his own boss. When he conceived of his trillion-dollar idea for an everything store in the 1990s, he was working at D.E. Shaw & Company, a hedge fund on Wall Street. Bezos was on track for a successful career there, having made vice president in just 4 years. But he knew that he couldn't build the company that would become Amazon while he was on someone else's payroll. Bezos was so confident in the viability of his idea that he left the company at the age of 30. He founded Amazon in 1994. In The Everything Store, Brad Stone describes how Bezos made a series of wise decisions that set the company up for success. Bezos' hedge fund experience and training in computer science helped him structure the business and recruit the best talent, including some of his former colleagues at D.E. Shaw. Bezos moved the new business to Washington State so his company could leverage a tax loophole. But his best decision was to launch his online retail outlet by focusing on books.
And books were great as the first best, because books are incredibly unusual in one respect, and that is that there are more items in the book category than there are items in any other category by far.
Bezos knew that the key to becoming a trusted retailer in the digital space was to have a steady supply and comprehensive inventory. But in order to do that, he had to dominate in a single category first. From early on, Amazon established its cheap prices, fast shipping times, and responsiveness to customers.
But I believe that if you can focus obsessively enough on customer experience, selection, ease of use, low prices, more information to make purchase decisions with, if you can give customers all that, plus great customer service, if you can do all of that, then I think you have a good chance. And that's what we're trying to do.
Bezos was convinced that books were the key to winning the customer loyalty he'd need to evolve Amazon into a comprehensive online marketplace. And he was right. Bezos heads a large and growing workforce that more than doubled from 2016 to 2019. Over that time, his leadership competencies have become a source of growing scrutiny. In 2018, partly in response to pressure from Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders, Bezos voluntarily raised the company's minimum wage to $15 an hour for Amazon employees. But there have been many reports of safety concerns, unreasonable quotas, and dire working conditions in Amazon's fulfillment centers. Some see Bezos as the billionaire boss who has built an empire on exploitation of low-level workers.
What should a customer know out there when they're clicking to buy something to have it delivered to their home?
They should know that that's our blood, sweat, and tears. That's going into that. That's my back. That's somebody else's arm.
Amazon's workplace culture at the white-collar level is allegedly not much better. Although far better remunerated, reports of long hours, toxic levels of competition, and intense psychological strain are frequent. Following in the footsteps of other notoriously demanding leaders like Steve Jobs, Bezos' reputation as a boss blurs the line between ambition and abuse. The company's corporate offices were, for many years, a black box, because even employees at the lowest levels were bound by tight confidentiality agreements. But by 2015, journalists had constructed a bleak picture from anonymous sources. Employees who frequently broke down in tears and generally failed to thrive in an individualistic culture of what one former human resources director described as purposeful Darwinism. This is a term for Amazon's notorious practice of eliminating its lowest-ranked employees each year, a tradition that creates a cutthroat environment.
Amazon, which has over 175 fulfillment centers around the world and more than 500,000 employees, was ranked one of the 12 worst companies to work for by the National Center for Occupational Safety and Health.
The other major critique that Bezos has faced as the company has grown ever larger is Amazon's market dominance, which some view as monopolistic. Bezos has made huge moves to expand Amazon into new areas and improve its efficiency and operations. In 2017, the company purchased grocery chain Whole Foods for $14 billion, expanding Amazon's footprint as a retailer from the online space into brick-and-mortar stores. Just a year later, Amazon became the second company, after Apple, to reach a worth of over $1 trillion. Amazon Web Services, or AWS, the leading provider of cloud computing services in the world, captured 42% of its market in 2017 by providing back-end infrastructure for companies like Netflix. AWS reached $7.4 billion in sales in 2018 alone. Looking towards the future, Bezos' challenge will be to make sure that his Everything Store doesn't get so big that it's perceived, and moreover regulated or prosecuted, as a monopoly. Until 2017, Amazon's focus on low prices helped it avoid federal scrutiny, since antitrust laws focus more on consumer welfare than aggressive competitive behavior. Amazon's prices are demonstrably low, which forestalled federal intervention. But in 2018, the Federal Trade Commission began examining Amazon more closely, in part because of an explosive 2017 law paper written by Lena Khan. In a climate where Americans are growing more suspicious of the power and reach of tech giants, legal challenges against the company are likely to grow more frequent and viable. So far, however, Bezos seems unfazed. In May 2019, he broke ground on Amazon's $1.5 billion airport in Ohio. The facility will help Amazon lower its shipping costs, accelerate shipping times, and decrease its reliance on major carriers. In conjunction with Bezos' efforts to boost Amazon's corporate image, his public persona has undergone a major shift from pathological privacy to friendly openness. As Amazon rose to prominence and secured its position, Bezos avoided the public events and political expressions that leaders like Howard Schultz normalized as a corporate business strategy. But since 2018, Bezos has made strides in rehabilitating his reputation from mysterious billionaire to open personality. In 2013, he became more involved in the media landscape with his purchase of the Washington Post. In 2015, when Amazon came under fire for its workplace culture, Bezos became an active Twitter user, posting photos of himself and generally participating more in the public sphere. He also stepped up his involvement with his space startup, Blue Origin. According to his close associates, Bezos' move towards openness is a deliberative business strategy, offering something for onlookers to latch onto in lieu of hard facts and figures from Amazon. The company remains tight-lipped on how many branded devices like Echoes and Kindles it sells, for instance, and the financials of Amazon Web Services, a huge part of its business, remain unknown. But Bezos has also proved himself capable of managing his image in situations that are beyond his control. He brushed off many antagonistic tweets from President Donald Trump, who has been highly critical of the Washington Post and Amazon. In February 2019, Bezos made headlines when he revealed that a media company threatened him with the release of nude photographs. By seizing control of the narrative, Bezos insulated his company from salacious and potentially damaging press about his divorce. Bezos' wealth was built on a big idea that he had the means and conviction to act upon. His approach combined the lofty goals of a visionary with the practical wisdom to start with a logical and practical business. Bezos' business acumen is undeniable, if ethically dubious in the eyes of many of his critics. So far, he's negotiated the public's perception of Amazon by training his customers' focus on convenience and savings, enabling many to overlook or ignore the company's contentious labor practices. While further scrutiny from the government and the public is sure to intensify in the years to come, Amazon has cultivated a loyal customer base. Bezos has also proven himself to be a capable steward of his company's image, which stands Amazon in good stead for whatever challenges the future may bring.